Good morning. Good morning. Good morning and happy Wednesday. That's the middle of the week. Wow. I tell you, I think it's really true that time is speeding up. So we have to kind of just go along with it, don't we? It just feels like we had the weekend and here we are in the middle of the week. But that's okay because we're here to celebrating a new day, celebrating each breath we take. And we're going to do that. We're going to do the heart brain coherence. So, hand on the heart and slow down your breathing. And add in love, add in joy, add in gratitude. Now, take another deep breath in and think about somebody that's special and dear to your heart and send out some love to them. As you breathe the love from your heart to your brain, just send it to that person. Maybe it's one of our P family that you want to call in. We have some coming in here already. And welcome, welcome. So that's the heart brain coherence. And then we added in that last ingredient, which is the smile. Put that smile on your face because spirit magnifies incredible loving energy. And look at all of our loving energy in here. We have our Hope Wellington Marshall. Good morning, Hope. Good morning, Zena. Whoever may be watching with you there, Hope. Love you so much. Andrea Gregg, good morning. Thank you for sharing. Deirdre, it is hump day, the middle of the week. So glad you're here with us. And thank you for sharing. Annie7, hi, honey. I'm so glad you're here. I'm just getting excited about coming your way. I'll be leaving on Sunday to make my way down to Louisiana. Blue Jean, good morning. You're very tired today. Time's very speedy right now. I feel like we all need to have our running shoes on to catch up, right? Good morning, Auntie Jean. Oh, wait, I don't see Auntie Jean yet. I see you calling her in. So let's call in our Jean Lorio and get her in here. Prachetta, good morning and namaste to you and Prachir. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. It is Wednesday. It's our prayer day. So if you have anything that is on your heart and you need to share it with us, do that now. And there's our Auntie Jean. We did call her in. All right, so let me just put that up here because it is prayer day. I don't know what's happened to the captions. I keep forgetting to put them up in the mornings. All right, type in your prayer requests. If there's anything that you want to add to that prayer list, anything you need to shift or change that's on it, just let us know. Aw, we're flowers in your garden. I love that thought, Jean. And Josie, good morning to you. So much bad news within the year. It's been a lot. It certainly has, but we have to focus on any positive that we can to counterbalance what we are hearing out in the world and what we're feeling, with the energies. Good morning, Kathy Hand. And Andrea's calling in our Rick, our pirate. Yep, there's a lot of that going on, Blue. In fact, I'm going to share the message from the angels last night. I haven't been sharing them every day, but let's look at what they had to say about living in the upside down. William Shakespeare said, "All the world's a stage, and all the men and women are merely players. In the last couple of days, more than one person has said to me, "Are we watching a movie and we're all in it?" At times, the script seems poorly written and we have no idea where the storyline is going. There is chaos and confusion all around us, and it's very easy to get caught up in the drama. The best thing we can do, however, is take a step back and breathe. When life seems to be too overwhelming, find one thing you can control. Sometimes that one thing is being able to breathe. Just do that. Take a moment for yourself and bring your own energy back into balance. There's been a lot of dizziness, vertigo, feeling out of sorts, and falls. Lots of falls. Dear angels, what do we do when it seems like we were living in the upside down? I've heard from some people that the vertigo has been so bad that it feels, quote, like the world is going to spin me into outer space. How do we counterbalance this intense energy? Dear ones, as we have said to you before, maintain your focus on what you know to be true. You are a spark of the divine, a spirit being walking in a human body. Yes, you will have struggles and challenges. That's one of the main reasons you came to the Earth planet. This is an opportunity for you to grow and also for you to shine your light upon this planet. There's a definite shift of the energy, and you are very sensitive to that change. As things have sped up, it may be more difficult for your human vessel to adapt to the accelerated energy. When you begin to feel this malalignment, simply pause and breathe to connect. Do the grounding work, which is so very important. Do not lose sight of your mission here. Always keep love at the forefront of all you do. If you are complaining, you are not showing love. Honor your feelings and sensations, but return to your heart to be more balanced. Hold on to your faith and trust in the Creator. It will get you through those times of feeling like your world is upside down. We are right by your side through it all. Dear angels, today I promise to stay present and focused as I go through each moment. I really felt like I needed to have that conversation with the angels last night because I've just had so many conversations with people that, things are just so out of sorts that it's chaos. But when we focus on that, when we focus on the drama, the trauma, the loss, everything that's happening in our world right now, then yeah, we're going to see it as an upside down world. We're going to be feeling that out of sorts feeling. We're going to feel that dizziness because it is accelerated right now. And if we don't take that moment to breathe, take that moment to hold on, what do you do when you're dizzy? I hold on to something. If I can touch something to stabilize me, then that starts to ground me. So I encourage us all, touch a tree, stand on the earth plane, just put your feet in the grass or on the ground or in the sand and do the grounding that we know to do. That's going to help counterbalance that feeling that we're going to be spun off the earth somewhere. All right, we had people come in while I was reading that, and that would be our Sally and Tony. Thank you for being here. Charlie Coons, thank you for coming in. And Isabel, I saw you just jump in here. Brookie, good morning, Brookie and Dylan and sweet little Max. And Sally says, I needed to hear this. And as I'm bursting into tears, yeah, breathe. When those tears come, When that feeling in the pit of your stomach happens, just like the angel said, go back to the breath. If you need to touch your heart center, that puts your focus here. Put your focus back in the heart. Anytime that we start to get caught up in the ways of the world and all of the things that are happening that seem so real, go back into your heart. Go back to where real is, which is right here. So when you go back to your heart center and you start to slow down everything, that's the spin. When we get in that spin where it's so accelerated, slow it down. You do that with the breath. You just keep going back into the heart. And Blue says, I keep getting told it will be better in a few days. It really has not. Interesting. Brookie, do you have my shoes by any chance? You and your shoes, Blue Jean. We're going to nickname you Shoes instead of Blue. Suzanne has had a lot of vertigo and migraines lately. I've talked to so many of my clients and just friends that are experiencing that spin right now, and it's a real thing. So if that's you, if you're feeling it, then go back to the breath. Like they said, that was their advice to us. And I'm going to see what Kuan Yin has to say. Kuan Yin has a beautiful message called the quickening. The fast track with the Divine Mother moves us rapidly through life's challenges. The road can get a bit bumpy when traveling at her accelerated pace, nor will you often feel that you are in control of the navigation. This is part of the experience when you are to be moved rapidly with divine help. But to just hold on to her and trust you'll get to where you need to be. You know, you really can't make this stuff up, you guys. I shuffled the cards. This one just popped out of the deck. And it's exactly what we're talking about, that accelerated pace, that feeling that, oh my gosh, what just happened? Because it seems like we all inhaled some helium and we're all talking like Minnie Mouse right now. And that's the feeling that we're getting of living in the world. Everything has sped up, and it can feel a little daunting and a little insane when that happens. But Kuan Yin and the angels are both saying, grab on, hold on to that which you know to be true. Hold on to your spirit guides. Hold on to a wall if you have to. Whatever is needed in this moment that you're feeling that accelerated pace, hold on. And the face said, remember, if you're lost in the woods and the trees and things of green, know where you are, relax and breathe. You will find yourself again. It's a big forest out there. Yeah, it is. And we know what happens if we don't mark our way to find our way back. That's one of the main things that you learn as you walk in a strange place, whether you're walking into trees or just walking in a field or whatever. Mark your path. Leave something behind that you can find your way back to you. So what do you leave behind? You leave the knowledge of where to go to get home. And the steps to get back home is in our heart, is touch your heart center. Bring your focus back here. Just enter into that heart center with the breath, with your intention. Those are your breadcrumbs. So make a note of that when you start to wander out of the heart, when you start to maybe listen to the news or pay attention to what people are talking about, because there is a lot of talk right now There's a lot of insanity going on with that spin. You know the way to get back into your heart. And it's so very, very simple. We do it every day. So you should have learned it by now. Step one is to touch. Touch your heart center. That brings your focus right back to the heart. And then slow down the breathing. Breathe into your lungs and fill them completely. And when you exhale, let go of that spin. Let go of the trauma and the drama and anything that's not working for you, anything that's not for your best and highest good. And then put that love back in your heart. Just breathe it in from the divine. Breathe it in from the knowingness that you are part of something greater than this world. We are all here together for a reason, for a purpose. And that purpose is to help each other through this growth experience. That's what this is. And growth doesn't have to be hard. When we grow as a human being, it can be a little hard. Um, the bones move and shift, and our body gets bigger, and that growth can be painful. We have growing pains. They're a real thing in our human experience. Well, so it's true with our spirit being. When we grow, when we expand, we feel it, don't we? And that's part of what the spin is. That's part of um, all of the emotional pain as well. When we start to grow and we start to let go of things that we thought were real, things that we thought were set in stone, and then all of a sudden we're shifting out of a mindset, or we're shifting toward more of the knowledge of who we are and more understanding of who we are. That's what the growth is all about. That's what our learning is all about. When we have our experiences and we see, whoa, there might be a different way to look at things. There may be a different perspective. And we look at what teachers have taught us, like Dr. Wayne Dyer. Wayne Dyer said, when you change the way you look at things, the things around you change. And it's not that those things are shifting and changing. You're shifting and changing. And so, yeah, they're going to look different, and situations will look different. And we can look back from the very beginning of when we started to open up to who we are and find our own spiritual self. And we can look to now and see that incremental growth. And hopefully, we're all in that better place of understanding more, and not with all the questioning. We're always going to have questions because we're never going to get all of the answers. We're going to get what we need to move forward. So, yeah, change your perspective, question. You know, Don Miguel Ruiz wrote a book called The Four Agreements, and then he added a fifth agreement in there, which was be um, just be open to what might be. You know, just allow yourself to question things, but don't go into a doubt about it. Be open to what you might find out as you do the questioning. And I see you, Marietta. Remember to smile. That's the fifth part of our heart brain coherence, because spirit magnifies incredible loving energy. So glad you're here with us, Marietta. And Kathy says, I need to ask, is it wrong that I am not feeling any of this accelerated spin and or imbalance? I am feeling contentment and hope for new beginnings. We all are on our own spiritual path. So if you're not feeling it, that there's nothing wrong. There is nothing at all um, out of alignment or out of the ordinary. It's however you experience this thing called life. So I'm sharing that there's a lot of people right now that have the dizziness. I haven't had the dizziness, but I've counseled a lot of people who have. I got on the phone with a client just the other day. It was a phone call, not a Zoom call. And all of a sudden, I hear, oh my gosh, the room is spinning. I feel like I'm going to fall out of my chair. And he was experiencing that spin and going into the things that were on his mind and on his heart. And I had to bring him back into the breathing for that to stop. And I'm just sharing this is the way that the angels, this is the way that Kuan Yin and other masters are teaching us to deal with the things that may seem to be out of control in our life. So, whatever is working for you, whatever is happening in your spiritual world, that's your journey. And we're not a cookie cutter world. So whatever your experience is, we all have different experiences. Just go with the growth that's happening from your own experience. Thank you, dear Deirdre, for our daily prayer. Prayers for all humans, for Gaia and all who live on her back, for world peace and attention to human trafficking, and support for parents of addicted children. Thank you for that. And blue, prayers for those with ascension sickness. Yeah, that would be the spin. And Sally says, good morning, everybody. I've been in meltdown mode all morning. No sleep for the last 2 nights. All right. So, again, go back to the breath. When things are feeling so wonky and things are running in your head and renting space in your head, just kick them out. Kick them out. Just say, I'm going back to my heart right now. I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. And sometimes it's that simple to remove whatever that spin is. And Sally says, I seem to have all of it: dizziness, migraines, lack of sleep. I would gladly share. Yeah, just letting it go. That's the intention. I let this go with ease and grace. I let this go with love. Good morning, Julie Kiss. Thank you for coming in, and thank you for the prayers for all in need. Perchetta, prayers for my dearest, beautiful fairy Teri Ma'am. Prayers for my entire Angelic River family. Prayers for our world going through global warming, and lots of love. Thank you for that. What else? I said hello, I think, to Brookie and Dylan and Isabel. Blue says, 2 dogs locked in a car in the middle of the forest. My little hearts. We're never going to live that down, Blue Jean. We got out to check the energy and left the dogs in the car. Yeah, that was really smart of us, wasn't it? But they were safe. Nothing happened to them. And Auntie Jean says, every morning I say a prayer and talk to Source in front of the grid. I've been so dizzy that while I was praying a few days ago, I heard a voice say, sit down, it is fine. So now I sit and pray temporarily. Nothing wrong with that. Whatever, like I said, whatever works. If you have to hold on to a wall, a chair, somebody, do what you have to do. There are no steadfast rules that you have to do it this way. Do what works for you. And fill your cup full of love every morning. Love and joy. And Blue is asking for healing prayers for Dolly. She is lame, and we don't know why. The barn is moving on the 1st of August. We are staying. Her paddock mate is leaving. They love each other so much. I'm concerned for her mental health. Well, we are just going to wrap her up in so much love and let our light shine on her. All right, so let me go grab the prayer list. I was trying to think of what I was doing. And while I'm doing that, because it takes it a minute to get in here, just let me know, is there something that is happening that we need to be aware of? All right, come on. My computer's being weird. Okay, so while that's uploading, any updates you want to give us, just type them in the comments and we will look at them. Hopefully my voice is going to hold up. I drank my elderberry syrup and it, I don't know if it went down the wrong way, but it feels kind of scratchy. Sorry, guys. I just have to wait for it to complete the upload, and then we will share, because I did make some tweaks last week after the prayer list was read. And while this is happening, just start thinking about all of those loved ones that we have on this list. And let's begin. Thank you, Sally. Prayers for the lost, the lonely, the forgotten, the unloved, the homeless, and for all who are living in fear. Thank you for that. And Julie Kiss, prayers for all in need. Okay, so I want to switch places here. Here we go. All right, now we should be able to read it together. So we pray for all the peace for peace on earth, attention to human trafficking through Save Someone's Child, support for parents through Guiding Grace. Prachetta, Prachir and Goofy, Aunt Mina and Neil, Navriti, Jasmine and her family, Billy and Tim and their family, and please keep my brother-in-law Tim in your prayers. They're working with him to help him learn how to walk. Sheila and Kevin, the ones I'm staying with right now, and their family, Gary, Cecil Boone, and all the family of my sister Loretta, her children, her grandchildren, her great-grandchildren, my sister Nola, Joanne Castrillo, her husband John and their family, especially that baby heiress, Dolores Cook, LZ, Elaine, Deirdre and her family, Deirdre's sister and her husband, Adriel, Joni and son John, Carl and Viola, Tia Fernetti, Mickey, Suzanne Millard and her family, Jacob, Marietta and Ed Stoner, and Mr. Wiggles, Leo and his family, Lakshmi, Ken, Jim, Ryan, Josie, our sweet Josie with us this morning, and Rick is here as well. Tom and Mary, Tammy Williams, Meg and Jim Lorio, Jean and Ron Lorio, and all the Lorio family, Mary Lou Burdick and her family, Catherine and Michael Kovacs, your family and fur babies. Lynn Nevins, Fred, Rosalind Good Vibes, Sally and Tony and Rose De La Rosa and all of your family. And Kathy and Bob Hand and the family. Grateful that Colin is doing well and praying for her children. Michael, Patty, Sonia, Paul and Marlene, Joe and his wife, Pat Moss and your family, Becky LaFave and son Travis, Erica Hoppy and family, Corinne, Charlie Coons and his family, Hope Wellington Marshall, and your son Zena, your daughters, and your mom and dad. Under Greg, Catherine, Eric, John, Tatiana, and good morning, Brandy. Thank you for that prayer for all in pain of any sort. Annie Seven and Grayson and all of her children. Annie's Aunt Carol, Cassandra and Destiny Ortega, Luz Orsini, the grandchildren and sister, Christine Lewis, Gail and Nick Zimmerman, Jennifer and Micah, Oksana and her mom and her Maximus, her son, and Progena and Katia, Herb, Caitlin and Aunt Gail, Isabel and Paul and your daughters, Beata and her daughter Juliana, Linda Lemieux and her sons, and she's asked especially for us to pray for her son Chris, lifting him up high, and praying for Linda as she has moved into her new residence and adjusting there. Praying for her Linda's friend in Sarasota, Stacy and Josh Lord and their children and grandchildren, Mary Lord, Buster, Wayne, Blue Jean and Dave, and all the fur babies, including Dolly the horse, and lifting her up in love today. Chance the horse, Lindsay, Aunt Inga, Rose Sermon, Gary McCorkle, Brookie and Dylan and sweet baby Max, Brookie's Aunt Jeannie, the Girardi family, Jeanette and Ernie, Sean, Lilianne in Norway and all of her family, Kathleen Caputo, baby Wyatt, baby Divine, Kat, Steve, Candy and Pastor Bruce, the Deerfield Valley in Vermont, Diego Leal, Alba, Dottie and Don, Grace Isis and all of her family over in Kenya, Raymond, Darren Walker, Arthur Thompson, Karen Palmer and her family, Vicki King, Elaine Armstrong, Elena, Marianne, Henrik and Lorraine and John, Tammy Fisk, her daughter, sister Tracy and brother Randy, Lori, Kelly, Rochelle and her mom Rose, Steve, Catherine, Ruth Anderson and all of her family, and especially her sister-in-law Sharon, Jeannie's sister Merle, the area of Boulder, Colorado, Deb Goldberg, going through some physical challenges and praying for her family, Michelle, Crystal and Dean Nobles and sons and dog, Laura Hill, Julia Osborne, Sharon Rhea and her family, Sherry Gatewood and her brother-in-law, Hanaya Hummingbird, Tammy Hill, Phil B., Lynn Gallagher, Mary Crincoli and her family in Florida and friends, Irene and Eduardo, Eddie Quills, Jose, Michael Murdoch, Jessica, Fidel, Camilla and Nick, Lynn Andriozzi, Frank, Albie, Kenneth, Bobby, Monsi, Kamal, Akil and the Pakistan orphans, Yuri, Scott, Letitia, Mary, Joshua, James, Drake, Alicia Burns, Pam Dite, Kimberly, Ellen, Sue Seekoff and Richard, Dido Clark and her son Harry, Terry Gilstad, Chiara, Marissa, Allie, Bree, Marianne Pish and family, Cassandra and Danny Gary, Linny, John Thaddeus Fiore, Kuka Carney and her family, Carol Fisher, Deborah, Violet, Walter, Sue and grandchildren, Janie Stamler, Claudel Jackson, Debbie Carol Hawks, Carl, Chris Blake, Dante, Jerry, Kaylee, Trevor Jordan, Richard Weber, Charlotte Abrahams, Michelle Landers and her family, especially her son and daughter, Kagan and Wyatt Linder, Barbara Kaufman McGillicuddy, Bradley Capone, Andy, Amanda Summer, Miles and Sarah, Joanne McCann New, Whitney, Jude Dalton, Karen Gibbons and her daughter, Julie Kiss and her mom Cynthia, Courtney, Linda, Ryan, M, Pat, Sophia, Aaron Parker, Angelica Kumpelmans, Peggy, Claire, Carrie Klingon Butcher and her family, especially her father, Brian Hughes, Pat O'Connor, Yolanda, Selby Barnes, Robin Waters Dykes and her mom Jewel. We have not heard from Robin in a bit, so let's really lift her up for whatever's going on. Joey, Terry, Joanne and Leo, Sam, Matt, Charles and Nita, Yusha, Nancy Berdelsky, EC, Jen and Norm, Keith, Joe H., Marisol Soto, Deborah, Tyler, Chad Ehlers, Dick Waters, Milton Carbajal, Tomas Diaz, Cameron, Boris Zoffman, Jacqueline Carbajal, and David Reiger, Solby Barnes, Odd Barnes, Gunn Ellen Sundahl, Vita Hammond, Maria Mitchinson Higman Simpson, Lisa Jo Davis, Jordan, Lydia, Benedita, Rebecca Seward Rickardson, Sonia Kay, Miles, Anjali Bahaz, Paula Graca, David Brett, the Rowland family, Colleen Dallin Hickson, Richard Barnes, Cole Grayson, JT, Francis Nalvin, Shauna, Danielle Riverin and family, Chris and Natika, Elise, Kara, Pam, Christine and Ed, Barbara and Diane, Kim, Peter and Catherine DeSanti, Mary Jane in Vermont, Carol Caruso, Val Meyer, Tasha, Jocelyn, Linda Kraft and family, Eric and John, Darlene Ose, Paul G., Liam G., Pam, Mivan and Vanya, Daniel McGraw, Minard Brumley, Rebecca Sherman, Joe Ketterer, Gabriel S., Ina, Donna, Courtney, Nancy, Tammy Greco's family, Bailey, Jacob, Mary, Brian, Lily, Gabby Forrester, Don B., daughter and granddaughter, the Vega family, Laura, Lisa Capoli Matroni, Bobby, Elaine, Shiraz, Sharu, Sandy, Adil, Laura, Evelyn Smith, Beatrice, Amina, Israel in all areas of conflicts, anywhere there's abused individuals and groups, Ashley Miller, Alina, Susanna, Lana, Grace Anna, Kim Coles Ventnor, Shoshana, Ilana, Stephen, Keith, LP, Adam Holmes, Bob Smith, Chris, Christina, and Clint, Janine, Heather, Kim, Jennifer M., Cassandra Brown Henry, Tim Smith, Jeanette, and Ernie, Hope's cousin Erica in Miami, Mark Hunter, Pat, Ainsley Grace and Mom, Kathleen Viscomi, Betty, Judy Dorn, Kelly, Alma Jean, Jim Mershon's father, Diane Beiersdorfer, Rebecca Abraxas, Dana Rados, Darlene Trainer and Nala, Patricia, Jennifer Schwab and family, Steve Newman and Carol, the DeMartin family, Janet, and Blue Sister Timmy. And Auntie Jean is adding to the grid Margarita Estrada, Josie's family on the transition of Tom, and prayers for the rest of the family, especially Mary. Yesterday, Kuka Carney reached out and asked for prayers for some of her family members. And I don't know, Jean, is that the Margarita one? I can't remember all the names. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick, because I know she asked specifically for someone who's having surgery today. Yes, that's Margarita Estrada having open heart surgery today. So let's lift her up. And her grandson that we prayed for that had to have surgery 2 days after he was born is doing really well. So, yeah, anybody else that comes to mind that we need to put on our list, please do so. And Blue says Jim is good. He was headed back from Arizona to see his dad. If his dad is doing well, he's coming up here for a few days. Good. I'm so glad. I'll reach out to him as well because he's been on my mind lately and lifting him up with all of his travel for travel prayers. All right. Viola can come off. Thank you, Deirdre. I will do that. Okay, so let's continue. Please speak to me clearly, Lord. Open my ears to hear your voice. Open my heart to commune with you more deeply. I want to feel your loving embrace. Open the doors that need to be opened and close the doors that need to be closed. And I would just like to ask that we pray for our country right now in the United States. Pray for the turmoil and all the chaos and really some clarity because we have no idea at times what's going on. So let's lift everyone up that's going through challenges at the moment. And I think that would be most of us here in the States. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. And where there is sadness, joy. We lift all these prayer requests up to the Creator. We ask for angels to touch each and every heart of those that we pray for and just ask for the best and highest good in each situation that's been presented. And thank you. We say this with all love and with gratitude. And we do our daily thank you. I love you. So thank you, thank you, thank you to all who were here today. And see if I can get back to where I am. There I am. All right, so let's do our thank you, I love yous. And let me see if I can get Leo singing to us. Can't have a day without Leo, right? Okay, here we go, here we go.
Good morning, Earthlings. It's time to get up.
Good morning, Rosalind.
Today's the perfect day to have a great day. Here we go. Come on. Come on, let's play. It's a beautiful
Hi, Roz. We love you. And thank you. We love you too, Sally and Tony. And Deirdre. Yeah, I'm not leaving until Sunday, Blue. I'm getting rest this week. Triple A. Morning Cuppa full of joy with all the bees and the bar. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Morning Cuppa full of joy every day. To start the day on a high vibe, we call the triple A. Morning Cuppa full of joy with all the bees and the bar. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Full of joy. Fill your heart with joy.
Cuppa full of joy, full of light, full of love. Bottle is refused, spilling out from the top. Here, the cup is always hot and the trust is always yours. The sun is calling out to play, let's put on a show. Days on your baby, all part of this game. Let's play to win. Love always is the winning team. And you can side with us.
This is the winning team. That would be us.
Morning Cuppa full of joy every day. To start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning Cuppa full of joy with all the peace and the power. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Morning Cuppa full of joy every day. To start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning Cuppa full of joy with all the peace and the power. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste.
Thank you, Isabel.
There really is no secret. We simply
Accept, align, allow. AAA, y'all.
Morning Cuppa full of joy every day. To start the day on the high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning Cuppa full of joy with all the peace and the power. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Morning Cuppa full of joy every day. To start the day on the high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning Cuppa full of joy with all the peace and the power. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Cuppa joy, Cuppa full of joy.
Woo! Thank you for helping Leo out there. And thank you, Brookie, for your thank you. I love yous. All right, you guys, we got stuff coming up the end of the year. So one of the things I put in the comments, which is a jot form for emotional empowerment group. This is the second part, and you don't have to have gone through the first to take the second. It happens in November, starting the first Saturday in November. And that's the jot form for you to fill out to join that. We have our retreat coming up in October. And in September, Michelle Landers and I are teaching a class on abundance. So if that's something you want to participate in, let me know. We're working right now on the signups, and it's going to happen on, I believe it's Wednesday or Thursday night. So I have to check the dates on that and get back to you. But lots of opportunities to grow spiritually for the rest of this year. And if you haven't signed up for that retreat yet, we do have a few rooms left. And I've heard there's people that are going to sign up. So that going needs to happen so that we know that we have a full house and we can look at hotels in the area for any that didn't make it into the retreat house. Stay in your heart. Join us in an hour. Ruth Anderson and I will be on with the meditation excavation that happens on Wednesdays. And take good care, everyone. I love you so much. I'll see you back here tomorrow for Morning Cuppa. Namaste, y'all.